Good evening everyone. So in the previous lecture we have started with the third chapter of first module, that is construction planning and scheduling. So there we have studied the introduction part of construction planning and construction scheduling. So in the today's lecture let us cover the remaining topics of third module, and we'll start with a new topic called WBS, that is work breakdown structure. So sometimes it is called as WBS. So WBS is nothing but work breakdown structure. Then what do you mean by WBS? So in a general term, WBS means if you consider any particular project, so in that again there will be number of works, so major works to be executed. So those major works will be identified in a project, and those works, that is major works, will be divided into sub deliverables, and those sub deliverables again they are decomposed until each single person can be assigned a particular work or can be managed a particular work. So this is about the general term of WBS. So whatever the work will be given, so those will be decomposed or divided into a number of works and will be executed in a easy and effective manner. So that is nothing but WBS. So what are the definition and what are the uses, we'll see one by one. So according to PMBOK, WBS is defined as a deliverable oriented hierarchical decomposition of the work to be executed by the project team. So I told that according to PMBOK the definition. Then what do you mean by PMBOK then? PMBOK is just like a guideline or the code book which will be helpful in creating the WBS or WBS structure for any project. So it will just act like a guideline while creating the WBS structure. So according to that, WBS is a deliverable oriented hierarchical decomposition of the work to be executed by the project team, which means if you consider any particular project, so we know that under that particular project there will be a project team to execute the entire work. So that project team is responsible for creation of WBS. How they will create WBS? So I told in the definition previously, that is whatever the major functions or the work will be there that is present in the project, so those will be identified and those will be divided into number of sub deliverables, and again those sub deliverables are decomposed further until a single person can be assigned. So until that much if you divide the work, so that will be called as WBS structure. So this is the definition. So why we require WBS structure? So what are the advantages of the WBS structure? So we'll see further. So we'll study the WBS structure with the figure so that it will be very easy. So figure below shows the sample of work breakdown structure, that is WBS, with 3 levels defined. So this is the figure or the chart you can see here, WBS structure. So we'll move with the definition so that the concept will be very clear. So for a particular project means for the construction of a house, in that particular project the project team will identify the major functions or the major works which are present in that work. So which I have identified, that is in the construction of house, the major works, that is 3 level works identified are: first one is internal, and the second one is foundation, and the third one is external. So these are the major 3 works which will come under construction of a house. So these are the major works. So according to definition, these major works are identified and divided into sub deliverables. So what it means, I have identified internal work as a sub major work, and it is divided into sub deliverables like 1.1 as electrical and 1.2 as plumbing. So these are the sub deliverables. So again these sub deliverables are further decomposed until a single person can be assigned. So again, in order to move with the definition, that is electrical is again divided into rough in plumbing, that is 1.1.1, and again 1.1.2 is nothing but installation and termination. So again in the same, here also the same thing, that is plumbing. In the case of plumbing, I have divided this plumbing work into two works, two more further works, that is rough in plumbing, and the second one is set plumbing fixtures and trim. So these are the again sub two deliverables which I have divided based on the definition. So then only the entire WBS structure will be framed. So this is the definition of WBS structure. So by creating WBS like this, just now I have shown, so what are the advantages? So what I can get? So what are the advantages or uses I will get by framing a WBS structure? We'll see further. So we studied how to create WBS structure. So what is the definition of WBS? So then what we will get? So what are the uses of WBS structure? We'll see one by one. So WBS has a number of benefits in addition to defining and organizing the project work. So if you, for any particular work or project, if you frame a WBS structure, so we'll get number of benefits. So what are those? First one is department budgets can be quickly calculated based on each project works breakdown structure. So as I told that the entire work, that is major work, will be identified in each particular department, so that those work will be divided into a number of works until each person can handle each particular work. If that is the case or that is the condition, the entire departmental project can be quickly or easily calculated, so that again that in turn will help the in calculation of entire project cost. So this one advantage we can get from the WBS structure. So what it means, each particular department budget can be calculated separately and quickly. So those again will help in the calculation of entire project cost. So this one help we can get from the WBS structure. And the second one is, by allocating time and cost estimates to specific sections of the work breakdown structure, a particular project schedule budget can be quickly developed. As I told that, so whatever the work, the minor work, the divided work involved in each particular department or each particular project, so for that particular project, calculation of project cost and calculation of project duration will be very easy. So those calculated works or the activities will be there, will be added in order to get the total project cost along with the project duration. So it will help in calculating the project duration along with the project cost. For example, that is electrical and plumbing. So in the case of previous example, so for internal we have again the sub works as electrical and plumbing. So in that condition, what happens, electrical works, so how much time I require and what are the resources I require. If I calculate for electrical work, so that will be very easy in order to calculate. So likewise, whatever the number of works which are coming under internal part, for those particular work, if I calculate the project cost activity cost along with the duration, that is time required to complete that particular activity. So again it will be very easy to calculate for smaller works. So again those will be added in order to get the entire project duration and entire project cost. So this is the main thing. One thing, we can get the duration of the project easily, that is schedule, and also the second thing is budget of the project can be easy, we can get easily by adding the number of, that is budget of number of activities involved in a project. So these are the advantages, and also one more thing, that is third advantage, as the project executes, specific sections of WBS can be tracked to identify project cost performance and identify issues and problems arise in the project organization. So what it means, by creating a WBS structure for a particular project, so what are the issues we can or will be having further, or what are the issues we can get during the execution part, so those will be easily identified during the creation of WBS, and also those will be easily tracked, so by identifying the past performance. So these are the advantages we can get from the WBS structure. So what are those? One thing we can get, that is schedule of the project we can get by adding the entire schedule of each and every activities involved in a project. And the second thing is cost of the project we can get by adding the entire budget of each and every activities, we can get total cost of the project. And the third thing is we can easily track as well as we can easily identify the issues which are going to happen or which are going to happen during the execution of project, so or activities, so those can be identified easily by WBS. So these are the advantages we can get from the WBS structure. So next comes the types of construction scheduling. So in the previous lecture we have studied the definition of scheduling, the preparation of construction scheduling part, and also what are the uses we can get from the scheduling. So here we'll study the types involved in the construction scheduling. So scheduling can be done by three methods. So with the help of three methods we can schedule entire project depending upon the size and type of the project. So it is mainly depends on the size of the project along with the type of the project. So based on that we have three methods. First one is bar chart or Gantt chart, and the second one is milestone chart, and the third one is network analysis. So these are the three methods. By using these three methods, the scheduling of a project can be done easily, and it is mainly depend upon the size and type of the project. So that is the main thing. So next we will see one by one in detail. So under types of scheduling, first one is bar chart or Gantt chart. So why it is called bar chart or Gantt chart? So since it was introduced by Henry Gantt, so it is called as bar chart in 1910, and the entire structure after framing the or after scheduling whatever the structure will get, so that will be that resembles the bar like structure. So for that reason it is also called as bar chart. So whatever the structure will get after scheduling, that resembles bar like structure, so for that reason it is called as bar chart. And one more thing, that is it was introduced by Henry Gantt in 1910, so for that reason his name is given to this one, that is Gantt chart. So next we'll see, that is a bar chart consists of two coordinates axis. One is y coordinate, which represents the activities to be performed, and the other one is x coordinate, which represents the time elapsed, and each bar represents one specific job or activity of the project. So what it means, so as I told, depending upon the size of the project and the type of the project, the method will be chosen for scheduling. So under bar chart or Gantt chart, if you want to prepare a scheduling for a particular project, so you will get or you will be having two coordinate axes. One is x coordinate axis and the other thing is y coordinate axis. So by utilizing this thing we can easily develop bar chart or Gantt chart. So y coordinates represents activities to be performed which are present in each particular project, and the x coordinate represents time elapsed or time required to complete that each and every activities involved in a project. So by combination of these two things we can get bar chart. So that resembles just like a bar like structure, so for that reason it is called as bar chart. And each particular bar, so like here you can see here, each particular bar represents one specific job or activity of a project. So this is the bar chart. So next, the beginning and end of each bar represents time of start and the time of finish of that particular activity. The length of the bar represents the time required for the completion of that particular activity. So just now I have shown here. So this is nothing but bar. So the beginning, this represents the start of an activity, and the end, this one represents the end of an particular activity. So whatever the length of the bar is there, so that length represents the time required for the completion of each activity. So this is about the bar chart or Gantt chart. Next we'll see how to prepare bar chart or Gantt chart. So just now we have studied, so what is the meaning of bar chart or Gantt chart. Then next comes the steps involved in the preparation of bar chart or Gantt chart. So how to prepare? So first one is divide the entire project into number of activities. So what it means, for any particular project you need to schedule it by using bar chart or Gantt chart. Then what you should do, first step is, so take that project and divide that project into a number of activities. Like what are the activities which will come under that particular project, so those will be divided or those will be identified. So that is the first step. And the second step is list out the activities. So list those divided activities into, that is, one by one. So for example, if you have a particular project, so under that if you have 10 activities means, so those 10 activities will be listed. What are those 10 activities involved in that project, so those will be listed one by one. So and the third step is find the interrelationship among those activities. So among those 10 activities, so what is the interrelation? So which activity should be done first and which activity should be followed next. So likewise interrelationship should be identified among those 10 activities involved in a project. And the fourth one is arrange those activities in a systematic way. So arrange means again the same thing, by knowing the relationship, so one by one you should arrange in a systematic manner. And the fifth one is calculate the quantity of work and time required. So after arranging them in a systematic manner, so next calculate the quantity of work involved in each activity and also time required for the completion of each and every activity. So that is the fifth step. And the last one is draw them according to scale. So according to scale, if you draw it, so then it completes or it creates the bar chart or Gantt chart. So these are the 6 steps involved in the preparation of bar chart. So just you see what are the steps will come while preparing the bar chart. So while explaining example, we'll come to know how it works. So let us take one example and we'll get, so it will be very easy. So this is the example for the preparation of bar chart. So take example. Let us consider a project with 6 activities along with the duration as follows. So one project is there, so that project has 6 number of activities. So what is our first step while preparing a bar chart? So consider a project, or and that project will be divided into number of activities. Here the number of activities are 6 number of activities involved in that project. So 6 number of activities are there. So after that, second step is list out the activities. So I have listed like one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the third step is find the interrelationship among the activities. So by knowing the interrelationship, I have listed like 1 to 6 activities, because I have 6 number of activities in a project. Arrange the activities in a systematic manner. So I have arranged here by knowing the relation. So for first activities, that is activity A, site clearance, I require 15 days to complete that particular activity. So for activity B has excavation, I require 15 days to complete excavation. So activity C, that is PCC bed, it requires again 50 days to complete. So likewise, by knowing the relationship, so first one is site clearance, activity A. So after the site clearance only I can excavate, mark and excavate. So after excavation only I can put the PCC bed. So before the excavation I cannot lay the PCC bed. So this is the interrelationship I found. That is, after the PCC bed only I can lay the foundation. So before the PCC bed I cannot lay the foundation. So likewise, by knowing their relationship, I have identified, I have listed, and I have arranged them in a serial wise along with their duration. So and the last step is I need to draw these 6 number of activities according to scale in order to get the bar chart or Gantt chart. So we will see the diagram how it comes further. So this is the bar chart or Gantt chart. So I will get after drawing those 6 number of activities according to scale. So what the bar chart or Gantt chart represents? It represents two coordinate axes. One is y axis, that is along the y axis activities to be performed, and along the x axis time to complete that particular activity in months. So here time is in month. So this is the bar chart or Gantt chart you can see here. So what I have did, so I have plotted them or drawn them according to scale. So first activity A is site clearance. So what is the time required to complete that particular activity? So I require 15 days. So since the time is in month, so from 0 to 1, so it will be 1 month. So it indicates again 30 days. 1 month means 30 days. So divide it by 2, you will get 15 days. So from 0 to 1, so the middle portion will be 15 days. So for that reason I have plotted the dotted line as in the center for activity A. So next, after the site clearance only I need to go for second activity, that is excavation. So after the completion of site clearance, the next activity is excavation. So again it requires 15 days. So from the middle of 0 to 1, so it will move towards 1, which means 15 plus 15, again it will be 1 month. From 0 to 1, so I can get 2 activities. So from 0 to 1, so I can complete 2 activities, because each activity has 15 days duration. So 15 plus 15, it will be 30 days, that is 1 month. So 0 to 1, since time is in months, so 0 to 1 means 1 month it is. So next, third one, that is after excavation, third one is PCC bed. So PCC bed again I require 15 months. So from 1 to 2, again it resembles 30 days. So from the middle portion, you can see here dotted line. So dotted line indicates middle of 1 and 2, which means 15 days. So again I have drawn for 15 days. So for foundation I require 45 days. So from middle of 1 and 2 to 3, it is 45 days. So for superstructure it is 150 days. 150 days means almost 5 months. So from 3 to 8 it will be 5 intervals. So each interval will be having 1 month, means 5 interval means 5 months, which is 150 days. So likewise if I draw it according to scale, so I can get the bar chart or Gantt chart as shown here. So this shows the start of an activity and this shows the end of an activity, and the entire length of each bar represents duration of that particular activity. So this is about bar chart or Gantt chart. So what is the meaning of bar chart or Gantt chart? So what are the steps involved in the preparation of bar chart? So, and also with example I have explained. So this is very important topic for exam point of view also, and you need to explain with example if they ask. So by this today we'll stop here itself and we'll continue further. Thank you.